Men today want a better appearance and want to look younger than they actually are. Jen from Beauty Rewind, my face is in your hands.
So when my clients first come in, I look at them and usually I will say, let's look at your fine lines first. Let's educate you where you're going to see immediate response and feel comfortable. Let's put you in a zone that isn't overwhelming to you and that you haven't seen so much change, just a little bit. And the initial results are usually somewhere costing in a range of anywhere from $100 to $400. And you do that once every 4 months. Well, I have people that buy jeans that are $250, $300,
Oh yeah, exactly.
right?
Right.
Well,
this is your face.
This is your face.
This is your face.
You're planning times. So I see those, my neuromodulator people.
So once every 4 months?
Once every 4 months or 3 times a year.
Okay.
Now, if they're coming in for a party or whatever, they want a little touch up, a few
Right.
units here or there.
They're hosting a big event.
Right. They may come earlier for that, a little sooner.
Right.
But in general, 3 to 4 months. Now, if they want to add any fillers, for instance, I'm doing cheeks, I might see you once a year.
Right.
Once we get to an established place, but do that in sessions. So I have people that will come in for 2 syringes,
Right.
1 syringe, really get comfortable and add to it because filler lasts for anywhere from 1 year in some cases all the way to 2. And so I don't need to do it all at once.
Right.
I can add in every 4 months and again.
And
sessions.
every single person that comes into your hands is treated like an individual.
Always.
Everyone has their own recipe.
Always, yes. I mean, there is a certain guideline with anatomy that you want to be taking
Right.
care of. You've got to worry about, various features on a face, safety areas. You have to be sure of that. It's something that is also very personal. It's not just an education, it's an understanding, it's a perception, it's a feeling. So it's about your needs and your wants. And you come in with a want, and I look at your needs and put the two together between how you feel and what I assess in you. So coming in for a free consultation, you get to make those assessments together and work as a team. Initially, you don't really understand as a client what I am doing, but over time, you get to see the effects and the improvement that you have had, and we work more and more together.
What would be the first step for me to come to you? How would it all go down?
Well, you would come in on an appointment. Usually you come in with a desire for yourself. You've got a problem that you see, you perceive, you stare at.
Some crow's feet are fashionable.
Yes.
But if I'm a dude, an older guy, and I'm dating a younger woman, I
Right.
don't want those crow's feet maybe to stand out as much.
No. So what I would say is you're looking at softening, but you still want a little bit of a subtle line that still shows your expression and your genuine, your laughter. You just don't want everything completely smooth. Some women do, but men, it's nice to have a little bit of character
Right.
on that end.
Now, would you put a filler that would go here, or would it be
Strictly a neuromodulator,
neuromodulator
on
again.
the outside there. However, there are some tricks to that. So for instance, I find with brows that love to tip over early, as we age, our temples thin and depress. That affects the dip of the brow, it affects how the lid folds over the top of the eye and the heaviness, and affects some of the crow's feet at some times. So I will often do a little bit of filler through the temple and just over the brow, and sometimes the height of the cheek. And that's not to say I'm making you look like a supermodel out there with high cheekbones. And I mean, there's aspects of that for women. For men, you don't go high, you go straight. So there's different creations with fillers than there is with neuromodulators. And there's one muscle against the other. You can use neuromodulators against a neuromodulator. You can use neuromodulators against the strength of another muscle that has not been affected. You can use a neuromodulator with a filler to create a pullback. So for a woman, for instance, we're always going, I just want a tight ponytail, and we pull our faces back. Well, that is a neuromodulator and a filler in combination that creates a lift without having chunky cheeks or a phony look. It's knowing where the placement should go.
Now, talking about the cheeks, going to the gym.
Right.
As I get older, as I get up into
Yeah.
the 40s, I find that this is starting to hollow out a bit.
For sure. You're not wrong.
All right.
Yeah.
How do we fix that?
So that area is a muscle area, a fat area, a bone structure that all is changing. And you need to try and give the perception and the illusion, and not just illusion, but the fact that you've got volume returning. So that's my job, to give back some of the volume.
And I see some people, they just have way too much.
Correct.
So
So
how do you know when to stop?
Right. Well, I've been very fortunate through my education symposiums that I go to learn where to put placement of filler to not make you look like an alien or a cat.
Right.
Right?
And
And
are you able to cut someone off and say, listen,
You have to.
yeah, like this doesn't look natural on you anymore.
Yeah.
You got to know when to stop.
Yeah, you have
Because
to.
sometimes I get a little excited and I'm like, more.
Right.
But more is more. Too
More
much.
can be too much, because
Right.
we live in a bubble and we keep adding, and adding isn't always more to certain areas particularly. I would like to watch things like the lips. I would like to watch things like the cheeks. There's beauty and then there's beyond. And you want to keep it within beauty and subtlety. And there's not just lips to do. There's chins and cheeks and jaws
And jowls.
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 Right.
How do we handle the jowls?
There are a few ways to handle the jowls. There are neuromodulators, which I can do a Nefertiti and help lift.
Okay.
There's filler, which actually pulls the muscle up with some volume, because jowls are happening due to dropping. But some people get a little bit of waddle here. Two ways to affect
We
that.
call that chicken fat.
We do.
Chicken fat, yeah.
Lovely with a neuromodulator. Again, I can use some filler to help lift it on the side. But then there's some ability to get rid of fat. And to be able to do that, we've got certain medication that I can inject that will actually eat the fat. Or we can use cool sculpting down the way here, which we also have, which will help melt the fat.
So you're educated in everything.
Everything.
So I can just say,
Yes.
here's my face,
Right.
let's fix it.
Exactly. And it's not just about filler, it's not just about neuromodulators, it's about tone and texture and tightness. It's about trying to get rid of those fine lines through the surface of the skin as well, like PRPs, which is a formal name for the vampire facelift. Or you want to look at peels, or do you need skincare because your pores are a little larger, you've got acne problems, or you have scar problems, or you have texture problems. There are many different approaches. It's the whole picture, and it's not a one-up. And your clients have to realize, come for an assessment, find your 2 or 3 things that work best for you. Don't try to do the whole gamut, because each of us have separate concerns and more concentrated concerns, and can really find their niche. And don't get overwhelmed. Things can be done in sessions. It doesn't have to be
All in
coming
one
in with
day.
a bag full of money.
Right.
It's not, because you've got to learn what's best for you.
Right.
And if you try and do too much, those are the people that they try to do too much at different clinics. They will find that they don't like things. I get people from all kinds of clinics that have had too much all at once and are saying, I'm no longer myself. And we've talked about going
Right.
back to the bubble. So you have to take it in sessions, let people understand how it works, and use other modalities to create the youthfulness, that healthfulness, the lack of looking sad or mad or tired. Those are expressions that I hear every day, that people are trying to say, help me deal with this. People are telling me I'm looking sad, I'm not sad.
Right.
Or I'm mad, I'm not mad.
Yeah.
You know, what is happening on my face that is emulating forward to create that impression?
All right, so can we do my face now? Are we ready to
Sure.
get some work done?
We're ready to go.
I'm ready to look 25 again.